Good evening, good afternoon, depending on folks. It's your man, Lois George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, this is the last day of March. March is flying by. I'm telling you, folks, it's just time. It just keeps going, keeps on pushing. Doesn't matter what, everything changes, but time keeps moving on. So, folks. If you know anything, this is the peak week for the upcoming Triple O Dynasty. I'm excited. This is the first official women's bodybuilding show for the year. Been a fan of this show ever since it was created by, both. It was established by both the current number five, current Miss Olympia champion, 5-time Andrea Shaw, the 8-time figure Olympia champion, Cindy Gillett, and 3-time fitness Olympia champion, Whitney Jones. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping to see it because, this year it's just going to be, it's changed this year because, they had to drop women's physique from the show because they hadn't have a sponsor for it. So now it's just figure and women's bodybuilding. But they are putting up some good money this year, $7,000. That's pretty good for first place. For some shows like 3 or 4, it's not much, but better than nothing. But anyway, yesterday we had a conversation. It was a great conversation. I enjoyed my guest here. And this is a conversation that I don't know. I usually have my usual suspects, but I'm not. If it's just me, cool, because this is how I started, just me. And I appreciate everybody who here and support me and my content. I know it's getting redundant in a way. I know, but someone has to keep talking about this if no one's going to talk about it. If it's not me, it got to be somebody. But what thing I'm thinking about is, if you saw recently, women's bodybuilding, we're actually the Wings of Strength has decided to go in another direction, especially concerning the Rising Phoenix. So now the Rising Phoenix, the prize money has changed. The show is no longer, I think, from the information I'm gathering, it's no longer invitational, meaning that it's not, it's not certain bodybuilders are invited to compete the show, like the current Miss Olympia champ, the first runner-up, and quite a few other ladies who got the qualifications, and those who are invited by request, got an invitation. So this year is going to change. I don't know. It's going to still be called the Rising Phoenix. They might just take it and maybe make it called the Arizona Pro, and and engulf it and make it part of the main show. Make it part of Arizona Pro. Make it separate. I don't know. We'll wait and see. But to me, I know some people tell me this and that, but I understand. But as a fan, I'm not happy about it. I'm not happy about it. You can say what you want to say, but I'm not happy about it because the thing was that thing was started to help give women bodybuilding a fighting chance when everybody else was pushing it out of shows. But I understand what Jake was doing. He is a businessman at heart, truthfully, and he was really one that was holding it up. But the thing is also, the ladies also had to play their part too. Some were, some not as much as others. But again, it's sad that this show is going to be gone. And I've said it before, the show should have been an open show a long time ago. Opportunity for anybody, not just inviting women who already get the qualification of top level competitors. I know it's about, having, B, C players coming in instead of having A team. But the thing is, it should be more inclusive. I kept saying this before. But anyway, the quick question now, how much longer does women bodybuilding has in the IFBB, in the NPC? Fewer competitors are competing in the NPC class to get their pro cards. The number of shows have dropped down. What is there a future for women's bodybuilding? Period. Now I say like this. When people say like female bodybuilding, this thing is, we say female bodybuilding, you're talking about all the divisions from fit model to bikini, wellness, figure, fitness, physique, and women's bodybuilding. When you say women's bodybuilding, that's the specific division we're talking about. And this is the one that really gets the most effect from it because not enough people want to support it. Sponsorships getting few. Most people want to get their money back from when they put money behind these shows. One thing that's still going is going to be women's masters class because it's a paid division. It's one of the only paid divisions in the pro level. And it's I know it's a double-edged sword. But here is the thing: is what will some of these ladies do? There's some ladies you might think about going back down, like to physique. Somebody goes down as figure, and that's gonna be a lot harder for the bigger women to go all the way back down to a division like physique or even figure. You know, and there's someone who look like it should go up. They're gonna stay there, and what's gonna do is gonna change the format of that division eventually, forcing that division out. Because right now physique are losing shows. But there's alternatives for any ladies. And I know if maybe may not want to, maybe may do, all depending on them. But there are other shows, opportunities they can do, like outside of bodybuilding. As you know, this it's about bodybuilding versus sports like there's powerlifting and there's also CrossFit. And there's been quite a few ladies from the bodybuilding world had transitioned there who has one time where either at one point in their careers in life were started out as CrossFitters. I saw some ladies that posted said, yeah, they've done CrossFit and they went to bodybuilding because it changed. But those sports are getting a lot more popular. So would it be possible, interest for some of these ladies? I don't know. I know quite a few ladies from back in the day that, were very popular in the CrossFit world, but then transitioned to bodybuilding. I heard Judy Feldman's one example. One lady who posted, Susan, I forgot her last name. She said she was a CrossFit for getting into bodybuilding. And the young lady I interviewed a while back, today's her birthday, and that is Hannah Steepy. She started out in CrossFit and eventually switched over to women's bodybuilding. Today's her birthday. I hope she gets a pro card. But this is where this, and I interviewed Friday. I got a chance to interview Jamie Morris. And Jamie is a powerlifter, but she's getting out of powerlifting because dealing with injuries. That's one thing. I've talked to ladies who were powerlifters. The reason why they got out of powerlifting because injuries after a while really plague their bodies. It gets tough. But bodybuilding, still is not as popular mainstream to compare those divisions, and even CrossFit. So what can they do? What's options for them? But that's is. So I'm gonna pull this as a little video and want y'all check it out. And I was on this site, I saw this. If you look at some of the ladies in the truthfully, you look at ladies in the world of like CrossFit, some of them, have some very, impressive physiques. So I'm gonna pull it here.
Band, if they break the tension of their lead and can pull away, then you're only concerned with keeping the lead of someone behind you. There's a huge test in psychology, even the way that these ladies structure themselves amongst one another through the race. Final lap. Time to beat's 5:34. That was Alexis Raptis. Coming into the home stretch. Second straightaway before we get to the end. Haley Adams trying to hold off Tia Toomey. Amy Kringle, the rookie, is hanging strong with two of the fittest women to ever walk the earth. Still head-to-head, these two. Haley's got to be forcing herself to make a choice now. Is she going to try to make the move and cut Tia off and minimize the distance she has to travel, or will she try to beat her on the outside, which is a greater distance to travel? Final turn, 5:34 is the time to beat. That's 24 seconds from now as they move into the final 100 meters. And here's the kick. Why not Tia Toomey? Here comes Amy Kringle. Wow. Tia Toomey, the fittest woman to ever walk the planet. It's also the fastest here tonight at Farrington Field. And then if they break...
Now, that's Tia Toomey. She is considered one of the fittest women in the sport of CrossFit. She's a 7-time CrossFit Games champion, Commonwealth Games gold medalist, meaning she's from, I believe, Great Britain. It's Toomey Orr. And she's a mother, she's very athletic built. You look at her, she has a very impressive physique. And CrossFit is getting popular, even though somewhat, it has gotten more recognition. I think a little bit has fallen off somewhat, but some of these ladies, if they ever want to get out of bodybuilding, they can transition to this division, and or like I said, find something else to work for, because Could they do this? Could some ladies like maybe Andrea Shaw, if bodybuilding aids for her, could she do CrossFit? But by then, Andrea is already in her early 40s. I don't know. She had an athletic background. Could some of the older competitors, it'd be a lot harder for them to cross over. There's also, instead again, uh, powerlifting is very popular, but I don't know. You know, like I said, some CrossFitters, what I heard are kind of obnoxious. Obnoxious, and the sport can change you in a way because now you're on a different level. You know, but I have respect for a lot of these ladies who do CrossFit. I do follow some of them, but not as many because I do really. I'm more a fan of bodybuilding. But one lady I like to mention again back in the day, you remember her, was Shannon Courtney. And you remember Shannon from, when she was competing, she was a top level bodybuilder, great physique. She did a couple of years in the IFBB before she walked away to do CrossFit. She, had a great look to her, very feminine, great muscle. But the story was that after a while, she just got tired of it and she wanted to do something else. And that's understandable. When you do this, when you get a sport, it's an investment of your life and your time. You know, what's the reward of it? Especially in bodybuilding, little or next to none. It's tough to be any woman in the sport and trying to get recognition and respect, especially compared to your male counterparts. And I said never this. I don't try to compare men and women one way, but truthfully, there's a double standard when it comes to men and women when it comes to sports. You know, again, it was a great opportunity to talk to my first. Now, I'm kind of like I said, I know quite a few ladies who do powerlifting on the side, but generally, more not. Most ladies don't do it full time because it can be a strain. But I know a handful of ladies who do it off season. They might use it to help, put on size and also they love it. It's a sport they really love. You know, one lady I know that at one point in her career, she was a power lifter. She did it right after a few years for a while. When she's kind of stepped away from bodybuilding for a minute. And this lady, really great lady, great physique, I think appealing lady. And this is Susan Graham. You know, Susan for a good while. She was a power lifter during a period before she came back to bodybuilding. I think right about 5 years ago. And this is an example of somebody who, you know, got out of bodybuilding and then came back. You know, Susan has a great look to her, great physique. I think she has a great appeal to her. And she was a powerlifter for a time, and she still trains. Just about differently compared to when she was a bodybuilder. I gotta give her a lot of respect for it. My man David, he talks about it a lot. He's a fan of hers. And sometimes you do bring those aspects of powerlifting to bodybuilding, but truthfully, you know, you can't bring you can't bring bodybuilding to powerlifting, but you do take from powerlifting the training regimen, to build size. And now it's different. You have to change from just building size to kind of condition. But powerlifting is about strength. And a lot of female bodybuilders are not as strong as you think. They're in good shape, but not as strong. One lady who I do follow, most definitely, who does powerlifting, off season, and sometimes doing before start of the season, is Angela Yo. And Angela has been doing it for a long time. She's has set records during her time. Um, would she ever, with bodybuilding way is going, would she ever fully invest more into powerlifting? That's a possibility. She's like I said, she loves powerlifting, and that's how she really got into bodybuilding through powerlifting. You know, she's a impressive lady. Being and she's the last real world champion of the rising phoenix, and it's tough to, you know, put on that time, come up short last couple of years, and now finally win the show, and now your title. You're just the last person to hold the title. It's still gonna be called the right things. I don't know, but there's a good chance we might see Angela doing that. She does do it on the off season. I know she was at the Arnold Classic a couple of months ago, a couple of weeks ago. She was there supporting, just representing women's bodybuilding, and she also was there for some of the powerlifting, seminars and also um, performances. Because she is again in heart to her heart, even though she's a bodybuilder, she still likes and loves powerlifting. But that could be a transition for her if she ever, gets out of the world of bodybuilding and to get back into powerlifting again. Here she is. She's doing a little bench. Hope it's no music.
Here we go. Come on in. Come on. Go in. Out. There you go. There you go. Fire. Come on in. Come on in. Go in. No. I got
Yeah, big fan of Angela Yo. Maybe someday have her on here for interview and give her thoughts about where she thinks bodybuilding is going to go, especially for women. And as a fan, I'm like I said, I'm here as a fan. That's why I'm here as a fan. Really wanting to talk about what is their future outside of this sport for the women. It possibly is. It's just that they have to want to have that future for themselves and also for their sport. If for order for bodybuilding to live and survive, you have to put up the time and the work for it. If not, then it's going to go to the wayside. But I really, like I said again, I really, as a fan, as a person who follows this sport, I want more for y'all ladies. But that's up to you. It's nothing I can do. Folks, if I have anybody comments in, it might be won't be on too long. Usually have my usual suspects, but I know a lot of people are frustrated what's going on. They're telling me it's what's the point of doing this? What is the point of coming out here every other week and talk about this, where no one really cares to even come on and give their opinion or state their thoughts? Well, maybe it's for me, not so much for them, but for me. As a person who's seen the sport going through what it went through for the last 30, 40 years, and try to see, is there a plan, something to do, whatever to do. I'm like I said, we'll keep trying to do my MuscleTalk Mondays as long as I can. Maybe I might be cutting them down maybe a couple of weeks out of the week I'm thinking about. But one thing I might be changing is, when I do my interviews, and especially when I do my lives, I always want to give a shout out to Jake Wood. Now I think, again, I understand. You heard me talk about this yesterday. I understand that he's a businessman. He's doing what he got to do. But as a fan, I feel like it's another person walking away from women's bodybuilding, especially when they need him the most. But at the same time, again, the women's, they're the ones who's responsible for themselves. But then, Jake, you're the one who came in and scooped it up and pulled it out from, from the abyss. So if you hadn't heard yesterday what I said, our podcast with our roundtable discussion, I will no longer go my Jake. No, that's gone. Nah, I respect you, Mr. Wood, Mr. Jake Wood. I respect you, but I think we're just gonna be business, and I'm just gonna respect you. That, so I'm not gonna do my Yo Jake anymore. So I know if anybody asks me to do it, I'm not doing it. But I do appreciate the people that are here. If y'all are here, if you want to, the link is in the comment section. You want to come in, chime in, give your thoughts. I really appreciate it. Like I said tonight, I am flying solo. This is for my man. Shout out to my man Emmanuel. It's sad that if this is the end of women's bodybuilding, well, I won't say it's the end, Emmanuel. It's just trying to find a solution for what these ladies can do outside of bodybuilding. Try to find something else that might interest them. There's still a lot of young competitors who probably can move on and go and do something else, maybe something worthwhile. Some competitors might need to, if they are thinking about moving up to women's bodybuilding, maybe stick there. But I think it's going to be a lot harder for the much older competitors. What they're going to do afterwards. One guy I follow, his name is, he's been on one of my comments. His name is Sky. And Sky mentioned that why not women's bodybuilding open up their own little thing? But that's hard. You can't do that on your own. You need people who want to put up the money. You need people who want to put up the sponsorship. As you remember a while back, Betty Pariso and her husband was going to try to do the whole, World Beach Body Federation. And that folded because he got sick and she had to take care of him. So, and there was a lot of people now who are out, because they don't have that anymore. Some people now have to, get back with the NBC and IFBB. And there could be chances that he may not be able to. But maybe again, I would like to do more interviews and talk to some people and give their thoughts. And I understand a lot of you don't want to put yourself out there, but this is the thing is, if no one speaks about this, what are you going to do? This is from, how you say, Manuel, it's not a sad day. They did this to themselves. Yeah, but at the same time, when you don't section the rules and set up the standards and you allow these things to keep going, and then you don't, like I said, like doing our you missed yesterday's podcast, Raheem. What Janine was telling me, they used to go every so often, they sent out a memo telling athletes, hey, cut back. But they're not doing that. So much he says this is say Joe's do yo Jake yo. Nah, I'm not doing it anymore. Raheem, he's a hater. But I'm not doing that anymore. That's done. Nah, no yo Jake here. It's Mr. Wood, Jake Wood. I'll say that, but no yo Jake. Nah. If I know a guy named Jake, I will say that to him, but not him. But could some of these ladies cross over to other divisions or other organizations? Other organizations, like I said again, but things they have to do. Like if they want to go to some place like I know I was chatting with Lisa Segay, this NABA, and I don't know will women's bodybuilding cross over easy in NABA. I think they were pushing it out of that organization. Or if you can find somebody who is a fan of the division and maybe start their own, possibly. But that's not going to happen. Really, it really has to be a lot of big time investors, a lot of guys who have deep pockets, and we don't have the issue of maybe losing some money to gain some money. That's the thing. You have to find people who are willing or want to take part of this. But I do want to hope that some change could happen. Now, here's the thing is, I'm gonna go back to it. It has to be up to the ladies. Like I've talked to people tell me, y'all not standing up and fighting for yourself. So what you expect? If you're not going to fight for your sport, your division, what anybody else supposed to? Like I talk about man Big Keith, he says his division is good. Men's bodybuilding always going to make money. They're always going to have some bit of wealth or something or whatever because they have sponsors. People willing to put their money where their mouth is for that division more than it is for women's bodybuilding. But here's the thing is, I would like to see the opportunity there for bodybuilding to have a fight and to represent itself. Here you get my man, Ace Bang Coon, my man KLA, the Wanderer.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How everybody doing?
Hey, brother, how you been doing?
I've really not. I don't know. I can't call it. I'm just it's getting nice outside. I just came from the store. Yeah,
Yeah, I need to go shop myself too because
yeah,
it's about to be the first, so I gotta get a success. But as I was talking about how you know, I would say I think what can women bodybuilding do? Can they just give up and move on and go someplace else? Like if you saw the thing, I think like CrossFit or maybe powerlifting. There's some ladies who had started out as
yeah,
powerlifters,
yeah,
and then some I've heard that have started in CrossFit, eventually switching over. But the thing is, I think it's gonna be a lot harder for those older competitors.
yeah.
Then those probably have to do masters, and some ladies say they don't want to do masters.
You got to pay for that though. The masters.
Yeah.
I don't know. That don't make sense to me. I don't know. Like you in a sport, a sport, and and the reason why I did that because it's like it's just funny to me. It's like you got to pay to compete. Like I don't get it. I don't know about that. So, but
Well, it's amateurs they have to pay to compete.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
That
then
don't
this
make
is a
sense neither.
yeah, but the funny thing is the pro got okay. Oh, we got a comment here. He's this is from Raheem says, you should come on. Said, come on where it says, or wait a minute, he says, I should come on. Well, come on, son. Come on. We want to hear your mouth. Come on. Come on. We want to hear you. Come on. Come on. Come on
Yeah.
down. Come get your whipping, boy.
Yeah, he gonna be doing a lot of talking, so I'm
Yeah,
gonna
right.
just embrace it. He got a lot of explanation more than me. I mean I can't really call it, man. I mean,
Well, like I said, you're a welcome guest, and if you have
yeah,
anything you want to share, you're welcome to share it. That's how this is an open conversation. I know some
yeah, I
people,
appreciate it.
some people might have a little more to say because they have an understanding of it, but
Yeah,
anybody's serious work. That's why I have put in the comment section. But Raheem, you got enough? You got enough, son? Come on down, son. Come on down. Take your whooping. But I was going back to the thing about how CrossFit. You ever seen CrossFit? How it's really
yeah,
had
I
gotten
see some
popular.
of it. I see it like on YouTube, but I sometimes like they'll have like their tournaments and stuff like that. They'll do like handstands and they do certain what like exercises to perform. But I seen the tournaments, the competitions and stuff a little bit. What happened?
Yeah. No, this is just I got a message to my
Oh,
phone. So let me
oh,
turn it. Let me put it on silent. But yeah, but it's some of those women. If you look at them, many of them have muscles just like some levels female bodybuilders. And I've known quite a few who were CrossFitters who switched over to bodybuilding. The
yeah.
question is, could they go back?
Oh, I thought your screen froze. I mean,
Well,
like you said, everybody can't do it. Everybody can't do CrossFit because I've talked to some people and they said that they just couldn't do it. They just stuck with bodybuilding. You know, yeah, they was doing it and they just it just wasn't for them. Everybody can't do it. So but then again, they weren't like women bodybuilders like that because I talked to like ones that's maybe like in bikini or maybe figure and stuff. I don't know. With the women bodybuilder division, I don't know where it's going. Because I mean, if they're not if they're not focusing on them with the wings and strength, I don't know. Like the women have to get together and do something about it. So
that's the thing. They have to because you know what, they probably understand what's going on, and if you're not willing to put up a fight for yourself or your division, who else supposed to do? Like I saw this video. It was I follow certain ladies and who do content, and most
mhm.
definitely one of my favorites is Chelsea Dion.
Yeah,
Chelsea, she's competing this week at the Triple O, and I'll quote the video in a bit if I can find it. Let me see. Here it goes. Where she talks about how she felt because she heard the news about what's going on with the Weeds of Strength. And it's tough that time you put in, the work you put in, and the opportunities are getting so far few between, not just for yourself, but also for your division. So let me give you a few minutes. I know I saw it. It's somewhere here. Yeah. Yeah, folks, give me some time. I know it's so weird. There it is. I'm gonna see if I can see. I gotta find it here. Oh, there it goes. And already. And this is it's all she was on a live stream interview with Sharonka Hinton and Nicole Zenobia on their Beyond Barbell podcast, and there it is.
Okay.
It is.
And who's this? This black?
It was the day that they announced the Rising Phoenix thing. And then I got a text message about another possible show that was being dropped, a really big show. And I was in the gym. I just started crying because I'm like emotional right now thinking about it. Because it's like, I was feeling horrible. And I was in the gym. And then we hear the Rising Phoenix is dropping our prize money. I'm hearing that this other show is being dropped. And it's just like, what am I doing this for? Like, yes, I love to compete, but at the end, I was at the gym the other day.
That's the big question. It's I think it's pre-recorded, so they probably won't have it till maybe later this week, and show the interview with Chelsea, and get her.
Which page is this?
This is on Sharonka Hinton. Sharonka Hinton. She's number 3 in the world in women's physique at the Olympia.
Okay.
She's also a coach and trainer. This.
You was talking with her before, right?
No, I have never talked with Sharonka.
Okay.
Press physique, beautiful chocolate lady. She served in the military. Actually, I remember a while back when in my interview, she did some photo sessions for Glenn at Amazon Fitness. That's one of her wearing a pair of boxing gloves, and that's when she was down here in North Carolina working when she was stationed in the Navy. I mean, in the Army, and she's with Nobia.
Damn, who's that? Who's she with? Who's that?
That's Nicole Zenobia Graham, and she is figure Olympian.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, good friends. They work together. These two great ladies, they got their own little podcast. I gotta get into them. Who got in, folks? He's here. I know. Yeah, here comes trouble. So, yeah.
Yeah, what's happening?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Might be good. Wait a minute. He's
Hold on.
in the middle.
Seconds. Crazy ass Mike.
He said, "Hold on." Hey,
Okay.
Yeah, I'm running around. Hold on. I'm running around. How are you?
All right. How are you?
How are you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear us?
I'm good. Sorry, I'm just running around. Yes, I can hear you guys.
If you want
All right. So about the topic at hand. I want to address the topic at hand. Just excuse me.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay. Listen. I've been preaching this since I've been on this show for 2 years now. I've been preaching it, and I've been preaching the same thing. And you got to look at. You can't get mad at Jake. You cannot. He saved a division that he cherished and liked. But again, like I said, if there's no return on investment, you just can't keep throwing money at things that's not making a profit. The only reason why the WNBA is still around 29 years later is because it's connected to the NBA. That's it. And NBA pays off of it. WNBA hasn't made a profit in 29 years. And even though it rised up last year, it still lost money. And the WNBA it's a subsidiary of the NBA is a subsidiary of the WNBA. So they lose it. So let me say it like this. If the WNBA folds, NBA will save money. You get what I'm saying? You can't just keep throwing money at it. The thing with the with the female bodybuilding is this: when Jake saved it, the opportunity was for the bodybuilders to go out there and promote the sport. Just like, okay, here's the thing: I had saw Ashley Jones' story on Instagram, and her thing was, oh, the men are getting paid more than the women. It's not just in sports, it's in society, blah, blah, blah. I beg to differ. Men and women across the board ain't getting paid right. If you think about executives up in corporate America, that's a different story. The average man out here is struggling. In fact, there are more men in shelters than females. So I don't know how men are making more money than women when there are actually more men homeless than women. So we gotta scratch that note. And then on top of that, you can't use that as an excuse because when female bodybuilder got revived back, it was the female bodybuilder's job as athletes, as y'all want to be called, to promote the sport. You just can't say, "Hey, Jake, give me money, give me money, give me money," and just go away for a couple of months until the season starts again next year. That's not how the sports work. Every athlete that's in every sport has to do this. Right now, the NBA, because they only got their money's doing well because of the TV deal. But they got it. But the NBC said, "Listen, we paying you all this money. You want to do things our way. We don't. You got to phase out these old guys like the LeBrons and the Kevin Durant. We want the new stars. We want the younger guys. Promote them." And the NBA is going to do that because NBC put so much money into it. The whole purpose now is we're living in a generation and time where all athletes across the board. I'm going there across the board, thinking as an athlete, I should be paid and not do shit. LeBron James said he's the highest paid player, but when the Chicago Bulls beat him last week, he didn't put no defense. You get what I'm saying? It's like you can't be an athlete and say, I deserve this money because of my God-given talent, and then not put the work in it and act like you deserve it. That's not how it works. What happened again with the female bodybuilders when they got revived back, they should have said, "Hey, let me go on to these media tours, promote the sport." You get what I'm saying? Because again, I did that a couple years ago with two female bodybuilders on Keep It Real Hot and Fresh, and none of the hosts belittled them, talk or out of their mouth, talk and disrespect them. The hosts were asking about the sport of bodybuilding. The guests, who was Tigress and Teresa, broke down what bodybuilding is, the sport and everything. And the hosts were asking questions. They all had a good time. At the end of that segment, they all had a good time. See, if they had kept doing that on different podcasts and then talk about other things but bodybuilding, they would have grew. It would have grew. I told you about the Tubi. Get the deal with Tubi. You see, now all of a sudden Tubi's getting big. Tubi did the Super Bowl back in February. Now they got to deal with the NFL. This is what I'm saying. You got to go onto these platforms to make the sport be big. You can't say 1 minute after mouth, you can't. Sorry, you can't say 1 minute after mouth, "Oh, you gotta give us money because we work hard in the gym." Again, no one sees you in the gym working out. What they do sees you on stage posing, and then you have to tell people who are new to it the difference of being a bodybuilder, a sport, or pageantry. You gotta do that. And then on top of that, she said, "Oh, I need to be more on social media." This is the key word. You want to get paid, but then you say to yourself, "Oh, I need to be on social media more." This is what I'm saying. They're not on social media, they're not on podcast. You know why the bodybuilders in Brazil, the female bodybuilders in Brazil are popping off? It's because they're going on podcasts. They're going on podcasts in Brazil that's not only talking about bodybuilding. They're hitting every mark they can. And this is why it's getting bigger down in Brazil. Because the people in Brazil say, "Oh, these are not just female bodybuilders. These are people. They got lives like us. Oh, they like hip hop. They like this. They like music. They like style. They like clothing. Oh, wow. I could connect with her." But if you're not doing that here in the States, then that's the problem. So you're doing 2014 all over again because you just want the money, or you just saying to Jake is gimme, 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 gimme. It's like Goodfellas. When Henry Hill said, "Oh, you got a problem. You can't afford the food. Fuck you, pay me. Oh, the lights about. Oh, fuck you, pay me." This is how the women are doing it, and you can't do that. This is what it is. He saved the division. It was up to the females to say, "Hey, let me go out here to the social medias and make it more bigger, bring in new audience, more ticket sales, and guess what? The more money they get, the more prize money goes up." That's how it works. You just can't rely on the same old people. And I won't land my plane there.
Yeah. Well, I understand. I understand what you get, but you know what? I still gotta be mad at Jake. Like I said, that's why I said I'm not saying no dick anymore. That's the right to be mad because I'm a fan. I got the right to be mad, but I understand. I understand. But that part of me that's mentally insane, that other guy, the other guy, he's just an anarchist. He's just anarchy and chaos, and sometimes he just do. That's how he works. Just do. So but here we got a comment from Emmanuel. He says this. Shout out to Emmanuel. Says, do you think that some of them will eventually go into World of Muscle Worship sessions or making online content, OnlyFans, her biceps, or films just to engage with fans and continue for a lifestyle?
That was our topic last week, right?
Yeah, I think I think we did touched on it. It wasn't a topic, but I think we touched on it. That
some parts of it, not. I don't think it in depth of it like that. I mean,
Emmanuel, I think that's a wrong move. Let me tell you something right now. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a wrong move because you have other females doing that, especially in the adult part. You don't want to do that because it's gonna damage the sport even more. And now instead of people looking at you as quote unquote freaks of nature, which they don't, they're gonna be like, oh, they doing porn, and then you want to uplift young girls. So let me ask you this question: how are you going to lift the next generation of females, but yet you doing OnlyFans and porn? That don't make sense. So it wouldn't be a good idea. I'm telling you, the best idea is continue to put yourself in. Listen, there's a lot. I'm be honest. There's a lot of independent film directors on YouTube, on Instagrams that will love. Okay, what's that girl? Jacqueline Fouch. She's over in Europe right now. She's doing movies. Sooner or later, she's going to blow up over in Europe. She's going to leave that stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's just going for her. Bodybuilding is just going to be a hobby.
Can I ask a silly question, Raheem?
Good.
Why don't you try to reach out to them, because it ain't too many people is reaching out to them like that. But then again, they pick and choose who they want to talk to. Maybe you introduce yourself to them and talk to these women bodybuilders. You could like make a podcast or make a documentary or something.
No,
it seemed like listen. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, they have to do themselves. Let me explain something right now. If you're claiming that you're an athlete, if you're claiming that you want money, right? You have to hit. Listen, it's not like the 80s and everything. You have so much everything on Instagram, social media is there. You can reach out to film directors. You can reach out to podcasters. So I told you, Shannon Sharp. All they have to do, there has to be a cousin, a husband, a boyfriend, or someone who has done journalism, PR, or in public relationships that can say, hey, I could get you on Joe Rogan. Let me hit him up, because Joe Rogan. Listen, the problem is you gotta put your politics aside. It's not about that. So you be like, oh, I don't like Joe Rogan because of such and such and such. Forget that. Get the sport out there. Joe Rogan got a big platform. Just go on. He does talk about bodybuilding. Shannon Sharp, Club Shay Shay, same situation. Go on, because you keep saying, oh, people got to. No, let me say something to you. They do not look like they're freaks of nature. What happened?
No, I'm saying, are they interested in talking with the women? Because he had Ronnie Coleman.
You gotta try. You gotta listen. Nothing. Let me tell you something right now. Nothing beats a try. You can't make an assumption. Make an ass out of yourself. You can't be like, there you go. You gotta be out there. That's the whole issue. The issue is they're not out there. The issue is that they expect that Jake has to burn money, no return on investment, pay them anyway, and they say, oh, I'll see you next year, Jake. That's it. That's not how sports work. If they call themselves athletes and they quote unquote into the world of sport, they know that's not how it works. That's not how you grow it. You don't just win a championship and say, oh, I'll see you next week. You go on a media circus, you talk to every media and everything. It doesn't work like, oh, I win Miss Olympia, I'm going to disappear. You're not going to hear from me in December, from January up until April. That's not how it works. That was Jake's. Let me tell you something. That was Jake's downfall. He should have told those women, listen, any of y'all who wins Miss Olympia, y'all gonna go on press tours. You're gonna represent this. You're gonna represent Miss Olympia. Just like how a woman represents Miss America, you're gonna go every press tour, you're gonna represent the sport, you're gonna make the sport grow. If you don't want to do it, don't bother getting a pro card. That should have been the deal. He should have put it down like that. So when you put that down, you know who's real and who's not real.
Mhm. And one thing is, ladies,
Because you
you
got a
can't
woman that
use
went 5 times. What's going on?
yeah. And one thing you can't use excuses. Like I reached out to ladies who not even top level. Just I reached out to a lady a couple of days ago. Hey, what's going on? Says well she's got a shot. She wants to reach out. The thing is, you want to share your story because you never know when somebody might be. Hey, she has an interesting story. She might have something that maybe might want somebody to share, or maybe somebody's going through what they're going through, like going through life changes and also finding that they want to do something different. That's the thing is you have to be willing to put yourself. So that's the thing about women. It's true about women. Women are usually the ones who like to have to be approached. But the thing is, men, we do it enough. You know,
Yeah.
if you want something bad enough, you have to go out there and get it, like we do. One thing, like like I said, this if you're gonna allocate this money, well, it's fair. Like if you're gonna have men getting like, I'm not saying that Andrea should get like as much as Samson Dua, but at least enough where which okay, it looks like he's getting something what she's put into it. And also she is doing stuff here and there, like pivotal and stuff like that. But yeah, need to do more. You gotta outreach yourself. She was at the Detroit show. Like he mentioned, go next year, get Linda Murray, get a couple other ladies. Hey, let's add women's bodybuilding to it. Because maybe get some ladies who want to jump on, especially I know ladies who live in Canada, ladies live in Michigan area, Wisconsin, Illinois. That'd be a show that'd be closer to them. They have to go clear across here and there. Ladies would love to have a show that's a little bit within their area and then the time limit, especially when you're prepping. Here we got a comment from shout out to Damon J. Says he talks about every athlete, including the ones in the past. Also, this is from Damon J. He says this. He says some IFB pro women that have been a guest on this channel have gone to those websites that you mentioned, Emmanuel. Yes, they have, because they try to make their money. Also, this is from Manuel J. He says, Mary J, I will not say any names on this channel, but I know what I know. I know that. And this is from Roy saying, Nicole Zenobia is fine. She is. She's fine. I know last year, was it year before, she was supposed to compete at the Olympia, but she had to drop out because she was dealing with some kind of injury. And you know what? Her and Sharonica, they restarted the podcast. It was originally her, Sharonica, and Lahar Robinson, but Lahar, she's moved on to something else.
You be looking at a lot of not to cut you. I was gonna ask you. You be looking at a lot of the women podcasts.
Yeah, I watch some of them. That's why I told you about when I found information about Sherry Priami, because I follow Amanda Machado. I follow the Go Figure podcast. They come on, and they talk about, when they had was it about a month or so ago, they had both Shanique Grant, who's going to be doing her wellness debut this year. They had Mrs. Trescott, who is talking about getting ready for her figure debut. Even Missy, she has her YouTube channel. She'll do podcasts, but she do post stuff on there.
If I looked at some of I'm not consistent on looking at their stuff. Like, I'm sorry to say, I just not. I'll look at, sometimes I'll do, but for some reason I'm just not really too consistent on it.
Well, neither I. But every so often when I'm working on stuff and I have time, or I have time, and I say I listen to it. I might be working on one of my comparison videos or working on something. I just listen to what they're talking about.
Yeah, I can get what you doing, like, because you like doing research and telling them about themselves, but like, for me, it's just like, okay, I'll look at their workout routines that they do, and it's just like a little bit, but it ain't like, it don't really stand out so much to me. I just, I look at their pictures and their videos. That's it. Like, sometimes I'll listen to what they're saying if the conversation is appealing to me, but I don't really like so consistently just like listen to they stuff like that. I just don't, man. Like,
Well,
You
let's
know,
say this.
so sorry, it should. Well, when you do a podcast, there's nothing wrong with them talking about bodybuilding, but at the same time, each topic should be about things outside of bodybuilding. You don't have to be personal about your life, but
yeah,
to grab an audience, you got to have that charisma. You got to have the personality to say, "Hey, this is what I do." I don't know if it's culinary cooking. You can talk about you like fixing cars. Maybe you could be. They'd be like, "Wow, she fix cars? Oh shit! You know how to
yeah.
fix a?
It just gotta
Should I
stand
put
out.
a? It has to. It has to do that. You have to have the personality.
It,
And that's the key thing that's
and
missing
that's
from it is personality, charisma. That's what's missing from the sport.
and that's the thing. Like, they just be talking about stuff that I'm not even in that world like that. There's things I could be a little open, but after a while, it's like you just get tuned out. Like what Raheem was saying. Like maybe if they had some interest, like art or music or something like that. A lot of these women, they really that interesting. Maybe it's their looks that catches my interest.
Yeah, and some ladies I talked to, they tell me like, remember I did that interview with Alina Politis. She was a figure skater.
Yeah,
Remember we talked with Maria Lieberman. She used to do martial arts, and she's
yeah,
also,
yeah,
she
yeah.
does, she does stuff out of that. It's just everybody's different, and some ladies get into it because they enjoy the workout and the training. Some do have some stuff on the side, but then when they get into bodybuilding, it becomes an investment for them.
Addictive, right? Yeah, it
Yeah,
gets
yeah,
addictive. But
yeah.
it's like
Like
for the average person, they just like, okay, you just work out. I mean, there's things I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know, but it'd be like the same thing. They don't do much. They just sleep and eat, work out, and like I'm saying, that I'm gonna keep having the same thing. It's like it's gonna be boring, and I don't know, man. Like it's tough. Like you want to have that focus, that interest of knowing about these women, but all it's just is like crab and working out, nothing outside of
Look,
bodybuilding. It's
hey,
just
KL. You know why people love Shaq? Shaq had a personality. Yeah, Shaq was a raw. He was a beast in the NBA when he first came out. But if you really look at it, before he got to LA in '93, he came out with album. They were like,
yeah,
oh snap, Shaq a rap.
yeah,
Then he did movies when he got to LA. Same thing with Kobe. The late great Kobe Bryant. He wasn't just a basketball player, phenom, but he was on Moesha. He did guest. You get what I'm saying? You see where I'm going at? Even though Kobe
yeah,
he's not great. He wasn't a great actor, but he tried his craft at acting. He did a rap album in Italian, even though people was like, I'm not feeling that, but he did it. What I'm saying is this. Again, and I'm going to say this again. I'm not going to say it, I'm going to say it. You have some of these sisters they live in Texas, Michigan, Detroit. You can, if you do Dank the Moss, let's say Andrea Shaw was on Dank the Moss rap. That's the big girl who sued Uber, and she did a feature with Dank the Moss. They were like, oh shit, Miss Olympia Andrea Shaw can rap. Oh, I didn't know she could do that. Now she's getting fans from the rap industry going over to see her. And now you know what I'm saying? So now she's widening up this bodybuilding sport and getting new fans. Because guess what? You have Miss Olympia on Dank DeMoss, who's a big time female rapper in Detroit, and she's doing a feature on her album. Now everybody like, oh, I didn't know this female bodybuilder could rap. Oh, she sound fire. Oh, she could spit. Now she gained new fans. This is how it works. This is how you get more money. You draw new fans to the sport. You teach people about it and let them understand that it's a sport, not a pageantry. And you get people will respect the sport more. They will come, because at the end of the day, like I said, when when Ashley said, "Oh, well, you know, there are more people at the shows and everything. If there are more people at the shows, that means your prize money should be going high. That means they shouldn't be leaving. Wings of Strength shouldn't be closing down that division or lowering the money. So that's a lie right there. If there's more people coming out, then the prize money will be up. But that's not what's going on. The point is you can't throw sexism or all that stuff. That's not the reason why. The reason why the division is going down because your ladies did not do anything for it. You didn't promote it like you're supposed to. Promoting means not just, you know, she even just said, I need to be on Instagram more. I need to post more. So she told on herself, I wasn't active on social media. So people don't know who I am or what the sport is. That's the problem. You
One
can't keep
person
throwing money at the problem all the time.
One person I think about when I did an interview with her, that's Yvonne Pennington. You know, Yvonne won the Legion. That was the last year they're having women's physique. She was the last women's physique Legion champion, and she told me one reason why she doesn't have time to do it because one thing is that she's in the military. She's a sergeant in the Air Force, and between the training of theirs and serving the country, that does take a time. I did interview a young lady who she's not a pro. Her name is Constance Edwards, and Constance has her own T-shirt company, and that T-shirt company is right now donating, helping veterans. You know,
Yeah, that's cool.
Those people are doing some good works. But like again, yes, it's true that some of the other ladies need to put stuff out there. Just saw Mila Ashton interview with Glenn over at Female Bodybuilding, at Amazon Fitness. You know, she's talking about she's supposed to be competing this week at the Triple O. Here we got a comment here from, Damon says, who knows, maybe they won't put their fans and smos out there that love these women no matter what they want, the fetish and fantasy. That's up to them. And I think one person, I think something she was saying, if she could come back and maybe compete, she might change it a little bit. And that is, I know you guys are a fan of hers, and that is
Alicia
Alicia
Young.
Young.
Yeah, I mean, she's interesting. I mean, like just knowing about, I think she stands out because of what she was doing. Like you knew a little bit about her. She had like a situation with her husband, and she even took you to the gym and stuff. I remember she was sharing that, when she work out, there'd be guys that be seeing her and they be filming her. And she was saying that she wished that guys would approach her more. So yeah.
Yeah. And I think one thing for guys intimidated by her because here's this chick, she's attractive, a lot of muscles, a lot of everything else too. And she really, one thing, she has to get some stuff together because I've been hearing stuff here and there, what's been going on with her in her life. Maybe it'll eventually happen if she can just realize that you really you have something about you that draws people towards you, and they want to really see you develop and to grow and really to hit a certain level, and ladies got to get out of their own way. Stop using excuse of, with I don't want to be this and that, but you're in a sport where you're bringing attention to yourself. So what choices do you have? So again, you want to stay in bodybuilding? Okay, you need to fix it up. If not, you can either go to these other organizations, or move on to something else. I think it's a lot harder for the older competitors. That's why Masters is options now because you have to pay, but then you don't want to pay, and then you get to Olympia unless you do like something like the Masters Olympia. Here
Joy,
we get here.
I'm sorry.
We got Marilyn Wright says, "Do you have a list for the Triple O? If not, yes, it might not come out to tomorrow. What I heard." Also, this is from Damon J. Says, "Man, I hadn't seen Alicia Young for a long time. Miss her on the stage. I know. I think if she does come back, I think you probably get some good crowds."
So George, I was thinking. Here's the idea. Here, I got an idea. Why don't they go to Casanat? He's big on social media. That would have been a good idea for them. Kai Sanat.
Oh,
Kai Sanat. He's huge on social media, TikTok. Kai Sanat. He's very big.
But then
How he's
you
on
gotta.
TikTok. He's big. He's on Insta. He's on TikTok. He's on Instagram. Everything. He's a very big guy. He's very huge and popular. Kai Sanat.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. I don't follow TikTok like that. So yeah,
I was
but
about to
yeah,
say real quick, I went to, a couple of times, I went to the OCB shows, and I noticed that, that there's regular people there, supporting, the bodybuilders and stuff that be on stage. And, the difference with that, with the IFBB, it's just one show I went with IFBB, but I noticed that, there ain't that much people that look like me and you. Just more majority of the times it's muscular people. And I started seeing the difference of it. Like, and OCB, it's not like a big organization like the IFBB, but yet, there's regular people willing to support it. I don't know, like, you know. I mean,
yeah,
I think because they got friends and family that is supporting them too, but still
well,
you don't really see that. You don't really see that in the IFBB.
well,
Like,
it's kind of the same thing because most people that do come to the shows are going to be friends and family. But you remember
yeah,
also, a lot of these people are associated with a lot of bodybuilders, a lot of training people.
yeah,
With OCB, because it's a national organization, a different look. It's not as big in its world. It's still growing bit by bit, but it's
yeah,
not as big as the level as NPC IFB. Like remember, when Jeremy said that someone like Natalia Guerrero, she went to the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic. She wasn't no she knowing her division was there. She's there to root for a friend. Andrea was there because she's a brand ambassador for mutant mutant. They do a lot of the what is it? A lot of the workout stuff and stuff like that. She's one of their ambassadors. That's why she was there. you know, it's gonna be hard, but most people don't. Like I said again, don't really follow Bill like that. If
yeah,
there's enough people really, they have to go out there to the public. Like the time when we talked about how they need to go and do something like a Muscle Beach or an event or something like that. Bring in some press. Bring people in that might really be interested in it.
yeah.
Here we got here from Damien J. She is a real decorated, amazing woman. We're talking about Alicia Young. Also here, this is from BC says, I'm working with a female powerlifter who dressed up as Chung Li, and I drew her in front of a crowd of kids yesterday. Also, it says, in the future, she's going to dress as more characters, and I'll draw her again. This is one example of promoting strong women in a different way. Yeah, but like I said, you have to really put yourself out there. If you're not gonna, you just go somewhere with somebody like Brandon, go get an illustrator. All these days are always posting stuff, pictures of themselves using AI.
Yeah, I mean, a
I
lot of
mean,
not to cut you off, but I would say like Brandon is like one of the few that kind of puts himself out there like that. Now, ain't too many of them want to put themselves out there, like because there's some of them they draw comics and stuff, and I try to reach out to it was this one guy, and he do like this, like it's like AI, like a Shrek type of comic book art, and he don't want to show his face because he worked with the public. Some of them they real funny with that. That's what I'm trying to say. They real funny with it. So
yeah. But the thing is, that thing is that the problem is that people gotta realize that you can't always let your fears or prejudice get away of what
yeah,
opportunities are out there. I said before, there is opportunity out there in the world, but you just got to go for it. And there's going to be a lot of risk, and then sometimes maybe not that much to little reward. Here we got a comment from a man. I think the more followers and popularity you have on social media, the more the IFB needs to push these athletes. Amazonka should come to the Miss Olympia. She has 12 million followers, I believe. You mean, that's Natalia Kasanova. I can't. We call Natalia Amazonka. As you know, she's the Russian chick. She did compete, turn pro, and then she said she was done. But she still, still works out and train.
Yeah.
I know a
She
lot of guys
she
follow her.
stand out. Yeah, she just stands out because her size. It's like it, it's kind of like it's not traditional, but it's arousing if it makes sense.
Well, it might be arousing to you, but some people may not find it. But
Yeah,
she is she's different.
yeah, that's what I'm
She's
trying
on
to say.
social media.
Different. Yeah,
Sure. If she ever good, maybe hold a booth at some show like the Auto Classic and just autograph, do posing. I think I think she studied some English.
yeah.
I think she's Russian. The two.
I'm not gonna lie, like somebody like that, I wouldn't mind, they doing sessions. If you like, I mean, I get what Raheem was saying, and it makes sense. It do hurt, it can hurt the bodybuilding world because people do see them like doing sessions and like even with regular TV, like they would cover stuff like if it's not steroids, it's them doing sessions, and they get that kind of that spotlight like that. They don't really like talk about the sacrifices that they have to deal with or anything like that. But it was either like them using steroids or they're passing away or they doing sessions and stuff.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, but the thing is also people die in other sports, but it's so easy to pick on bodybuilding because it's so extreme.
yeah,
And again, when you get out of bodybuilding, what future do you have outside of it? I said before, some ladies they do other stuff. Mentioned Andrea Yo, she does do powerlifting on the off season. Maybe she should do more, being that she is the last year's Rise Phoenix champion, number 2 in the world of women's bodybuilding. She does some stuff here, but not enough. Some might say. Andrea Yo, Ashley's trying to step up. Chelsea Dion, she also runs her own company where she does take photos and stuff. Now she's doing the Triple O. Promotion is about trying to sell a product that people want to see or want to have. And if you go to a sport that really can promote yourself and your brand, then that's good. But if you're not willing to do it with the one you have now, then what you gonna expect if you go someplace else?
I can't tell you. I can't call it. I
Yeah,
cannot call it for you.
yeah.
Not call it to
But
you.
like I said again, there's opportunities out there, and if it's not in bodybuilding, maybe start your own. Create a brand or something. But you got to find people who are willing to invest the time and the money into it. And like I said, again, I understand what Jake is coming from. I do. But I said again, the other part of me, he's not just, he feels betrayed. I just don't understand, but I understand the business aspect of what's going on. But still, I feel like, you're throwing the baby out, with the bathwater.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. I mean, how do you see women's bodybuilding in the next few years, in your opinion?
It's going to be a struggle. Some ladies either go back down to physique that started out from physique.
Mm,
Some ladies might have to go school here, retire, and those women who are over 40 might have to just do master shows. And the problem with that is there's not as much. The prize money is a lot less compared to the open,
mm,
and other than the Master Olympia, which you can qualify the Master Olympia, but then again, it can get you qualification for the Olympia, but then it's going to be one person. Where usually, if you do other shows, will get you Olympic qualifications. It's going to be just one show. That means you're going to have maybe 10 or 20 women, 20 or so women doing a show, want to go to the Olympia, and that's the only shot for them.
yeah.
So it's just Well, folks, like I said, we're not going to be here too much longer because always try to find something to talk about. This was something I wanted to mention. I know some people say we just really much just chop up the same thing over and over again. But I keep asking you guys, do you have a topic you want me to talk about? Let me know. I even asked the ladies out there, if you have something you want me to talk about, let me know. That's why I do this podcast. I want to get your feedback. I want to get your opinion. I understand some of you, like we said yesterday, if you don't have time, that's good. Maybe I might cut this back to maybe once a month or maybe twice a week. I'm thinking about that. Because if we're just kind of just rolling the toilet bowl on this, then what's the point? Here we go with my man Damien says, Amazaka is a national attraction on social media and has 1.2 million followers. She must be doing something right if you got that many people following you. Well, people often, with some people, they often sometimes if you put money into social media, they'll give you subscribers. There's a big difference when you have something they really like. You can get subscribers that way. Me, I can't afford to put money into because right now I am considering. I was thinking about going to a show this year, but then I might need to talk. I think I must just give up my car. This guy, he hadn't really done shit for it. My sister had it for a long time. I had it for the last 4 or 5 years. I think it was a used car indicator. It's 97, so that's at least 30 years old, just about. So yeah, I think
And how long you been struggling with the car stuff, man? Like,
since when one time I had some problems, I had to get it fixed on it, and then next year another problem packed up, and then which is one guy he supposed to fix it, then he messed it up, took the other guy, and it's been since a year.
So how do you get around where you at?
Well, like some places I walk. Other times I can get a ride. So like I said, like
you hitchhike?
No, hell no.
What, like
hell
Uber?
No.
You do Uber or something like that? When you said it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The way you said it was like sometimes I get a ride, but okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like an Uber. It's I'm a part of. Yeah. Hell no, I can't remember the last time I hitchhiked. That's been like nearly 40 years, 30 or 40 years.
Yeah, the way you said it.
Yeah. But I can, like I said, I use them maybe, like I said, for like doctor's appointments and stuff like that. Anything else, I just walk uptown. Like I gotta do my laundry tomorrow. I just walk uptown. I just get a bag and walk uptown, do my laundry, come back home.
Yeah, that Uber shit is expensive though. I ain't gonna lie. Like that's even for here to the city sometimes. Depends where you go though. Like sometimes like from here to Manhattan, depends on which somewhere in Manhattan, like you could go upper east or like that costs like maybe like $50, from Brooklyn to Manhattan.
But with the price of gas, you might as well. It'd be easier to pay Uber because unless you just do it like only just don't go out every other day, just because you got to think about the price of gas now. It's going to go up.
Yeah.
And also we gotta get the car, get oil changed, and gotta get inspected, and I've had cars before, and it can be a pain. They have a use, but it's a pain, especially if they, I remember one time I was coming home from visiting my sister in Fayetteville. I had a car that was running hot, had to let it sit for about like a good half an hour and let it cool down before I drove back home and let it sit there. Had to get it, worked on and get the thing replaced. Had cars that blow the tire on me, and that's the time to try to get tire fixed aside 95. It's like I said, cars have their use, but just hate the shit that comes with it.
Yeah. I mean, as far as I went with cars, I took the road test and I got my license, but I never used it. That's far. I mean, I can imagine if I did have a car. I don't know if it'd probably be inconvenient for me. I don't know, in a sense.
Yeah. But anyway, folks, as I said again, Triple O is going to be this Saturday. So if you are a fan, and this is the thing, one thing that helps these shows, if you can't go to the show, watch the pay-per-views. Does help.
What on
Um,
online? Not to cut you off. What about like online? Like can you go? Do they have like a stream, a
yes,
live
they do.
stream? Oh, okay,
They
all
do.
right,
They do. You just gotta go to. I'm gonna pull up the.
all right.
They do have.
I could
Uh,
check it out. Yeah, I'll check it
yeah.
out. Yeah,
I'm gonna post it here. They do have their own website. So if you are interested in, I'll put in the link here. If you're interested, maybe go into the website and check it out, the live stream.
yeah,
And I don't think it's too expensive because it's like I said, it's not like a big show
yeah.
compared to some others. So
Like fifty
if you,
dollars or something like that. Like that's
I think maybe I think the last time I think it was like 30 something. I think
okay.
it was too expensive. And yeah,
Yeah.
remember they're on a different time zone because the show's going to be in Arizona, so that's going to be
Okay.
Pacific time. So that's it's probably going to it's going to probably start about 8 o'clock for them, maybe about 11 o'clock for us
All
here on
right.
the east. So
In the
I am
morning.
all
In the morning.
yeah, like at like late morning, late morning for us, early morning for them. Like you might
All right, I
understand.
got
Yeah,
you. All right, I got
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
So and I will do once the list comes out. I'm waiting for it because I know some names that have been confirmed that doing this show. One lady I've been talking to, lady who is I've become really friendly with, is Gabby Vega. She's now going by Gabrielle Morse. She recently got
Yeah.
married. She's doing the show. Also, Chelsea Dion, Teresa Vasic, Lena Patak, who a pleasure who had interviewed before, and also Tiana Flex. As you know, Tiana, she's from South Africa. This is going to be her first show since I think she last competed in 2022. And from what I've seen from Tiana, she looks really good. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up. See. She's been putting some work. This is gonna be her first show in the States. She usually do shows overseas because she's in South Africa. There's not a lot of opportunities for female bodybuilders in that part of the world, or even a few ladies who are from that part of the world. There's not a lot of opportunities for them to do shows because, you know, it's just, I think South Africa is just one of those countries like Australia is taking
Yeah.
its time to really get into bodybuilding. And her and her husband, Tony, they've been working and really making some improvements. You look right here. This is, I think, one of her
Yeah,
most recent posts.
she look nice.
Yeah, she looks pretty good. I mean, here she is. I mean, just she also started out in another organization called it was I think it was the World uh WBFF before she switched over to NPC.
Mhm.
So she was in that before that. And, that's the World Bodybuilding and Fashion community. But here she is with her husband Tony, and she's really good. I mean, she's where her placement could be. I don't know. Depending how all the other ladies look, like Chelsea looks like she's doing pretty good from what I've seen her. Teresa and Vasic, she looks like she's in because Teresa won the title last year. And she looks like she's in good shape. I'll pull up Teresa here, and you know, this is a recent video of her. I think this is from last year. And one thing
Mhm.
about Teresa is her back is killer.
Yeah.
Teresa has probably one of the best backs in the sport. I think that's what her last couple of shows was won because of her back. And
Yeah.
she changed her hair color. She's no longer a blonde. I like her like this. I like her. I think she looks
Yeah,
better as a
she's
brunette.
pretty. She's
Yeah,
attractive woman.
yeah, attractive woman she is. She has a stunning look to her. Killer. Just her shoulders. I think she might repeat. But like I said, it's on her way to victory. So wish her best of luck.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out. I mean, I see something Brandon had put in the chat.
Let me see. Let me see what Brandon put in his hat. Let me see. Give me a second. What he said. He says next topic should be muscle women in combat sports. that would be interested in this see. Yeah, because one lady I know who did combat sports before she got into bodybuilding, and is Nikki Ricks. We talked about that because she was a kickboxer first before she got into combat sports. Also, Jay Fuchs, she fought in combat sports. She fought Jermaine Duranamy in a Muay Thai fight years ago, and even was a boxer. So maybe that's something. Yeah, I don't know. Something might be interesting to talk about. Could one thing is probably with women with that much muscle, it's gonna be draining because I interview ladies who do combat sports, and I think even some ladies who are in combat sports, when they have that much muscle mass, it can take a lot of energy out of you. It takes a lot of oxygen and also a lot of air, a lot of oxygen and blood to maintain that muscle. But we can pull up some. If Brandon want to be part of it, let me know. We can talk about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to check out that triple O thing. That's all.
Yeah, that's good. Just that's what it needs. Anybody can go take the time and watch it. They're gonna have the prejudges going to be that morning, and I think later that afternoon, evening, they're gonna have the finals, which will tell you who's gonna be the champion.
Hopefully, I don't work Saturday. Like when does it like finishes? Like goes off? Like
just all you gotta do is go to the website, and they'll tell you when they're gonna start. They're gonna have this. Usually, they have the. Sometimes they do the amateurs first.
Yeah,
because that's a lot of more people.
Yeah,
but most times you're supposed to do the more or less you just do the pros first because you're only going to do. So this show is going to have both women's open and women's 40 plus, and they're going to have for bodybuilding, and also for figure the same thing, open and 40 plus for a figure. I think the last year's champion was Wendy Fatino. I don't know when Wendy's going to compete this show this year. I've been seeing her. She must have been doing some stuff here and there, but she might be competing just because she was a champion last year.
Yeah, hopefully if I don't work, because there's Saturdays I work, so.
Well, like I say, if you're not in the afternoon, just catch the finals then and see who's winning.
Finals, okay.
Yeah.
I can see. Yeah.
Well, brother, I mean, it was a nice conversation, just if you just like I said, folks, I come on here and I appreciate anybody who comes on here and shares their thoughts and opinions on this. I know sometimes it seems like we just go in circles with it, but really, if you really truly are a fan of bodybuilding and are a fan of women, share your opinion. Give me some ideas you think you like that you want to hear. We pretty much been running the gamut with a lot of stuff, but if it's something new and we feel like we can work into the story and we can use it, great. If something seems like we just went over again, I'm not going to do it. I'm maybe considering like I said again, cutting the show maybe down to maybe a couple times a week, maybe because it's getting, or like I said again, now with the season rolling up, we can talk about the shows because there's going to be for this month actually next month you have Triple O coming up, and the week after that or the week after next it's going to be the Vancouver Isle, which is these are the first two shows going to have women's bodybuilding for the season.
Okay.
So I appreciate you, brother, coming through. Shout out to Raheem for coming on here. Shout out to Brandon BC Royce. Go check him out. Shout out to Damon J. Also shout out to Marilyn Rogers, and also shout out to Emmanuel L. Anybody else who watched this, live stream, I appreciate y'all's support. Thank you for your comments. Also, again, I left the link to the Triple O Dynasty's website if you want to see the time we're going to have the podcast. I mean, the live stream pay-per-view, or if you're in the Arizona area, because they're going to have a mix of Arizona. If you're in the Arizona area, you want to buy a ticket, see how much cost tickets are, check it out. If you're somebody maybe just visiting in the area and you want to go see a bodybuilding show, that'd be great for you to do. Maybe in the future, I might go, but right now, I'm not sure I want to fly no plane.
All right, man. So I'll catch you later.
I'll catch you later too, brother.
All right.
All righty. And my man, KLA the Wanderer, he is a great guy, put out great content. Go check out a couple of interviews yesterday. Check him out. Also, shout out to Raheem again. Maybe Raheem, you need to also go a podcast. Maybe talk about your shout out to all who was here, listen to us and giving your thoughts, especially on women's bodybuilding. We appreciate your support. And this is man all the way to the page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Don't subscribe. I'm out. Good evening, good night, good luck, and first of the month.